Happy New Year, everyone, and may we all have a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2021. Please continue subscribing to our Catolo's YouTube channel. And today, to begin the second semester of the first year in college, we begin as well a new playlist, The Contemporary World, a three-unit subject that is briefly described in the Commission on Higher Education Memo Number 20, Series 2013 as Globalization and its impact on individuals, societies, and communities, challenges, and responses. The new general education curriculum prescribed by CHED intends to harness the students' civic capacities demanded of membership in the community, country, and the world. The memo further provides, among other things, that the students will be able to identify the challenges posed by globalization and consider responses to these challenges as demonstrated by experiences on the ground. So on we go on a week by week basis into on course coverage. The course begins with a brief discussion on the contemporary Philippine society against the world community, its culture and society, its immediate ASEAN region, and their collective identities. Global historical and cultural development is introduced parallel to the Philippine setting. Distinct cultural characteristics that makes Filipinos who they are now in the 21st century are introduced to the student. And on to the second week, we study globalization as a global phenomena and its history, with differing concepts of globalization, different definitions of globalization by authors and philosophers should eventually lead the student to form their own working definition. In the global economy and market integration, we ask, what is the role of international financial institutions in the creation of a global economy? What are the attributes of global institutions like multinational companies in a market driven landscape? It will also give a view of the operations of international organizations and their prevailing nature and practices. In week 5 and 6, Global Governance, this topic deals with the role of state both as a political institution and as an international player that shape the contemporary world order. It will touch on the relationships of actors and factors on issues ranging from geopolitics, liberalization, racism, terrorism, and environment. Next topic is on Global South, which is differentiated from the Third World and the larger global divides, the North and South, particularly from the perspective or experience of Latin American countries and the emerging global geography. In Asian regionalism, perspective, realism, and the future, we discover what is the difference between regionalization and globalization. What factors lead to a greater integration of the ASEAN region, and how do different Asian states confront the challenges of globalization and regionalization? The week's lesson on international organization and local engagements, the students are given an idea of the functions of international organizations like the United Nations and international civil societies and the challenges they face. How will the global citizen like the Filipino situate their interests and concerns in this global environment? In globalization in media and popular music, the topic touches on how various media evolve and drive global integration amidst the dynamics between local, global culture, and economy. In the topic globalization of religion, we ask ourselves, how does globalization relate with tolerance in religious practices and beliefs? What is the relationship between religion and global conflict, and conversely, with global peace? Next, in the global city, We discuss the attributes of global cities and how do they serve as engines of globalization as the Philippines underground the democratic transition in terms of mobility, diversity, and community in a global city. This leads to the topic on global migration, where the political, economic, cultural, and social factors underlying the global movements of people are understood and analyzed. First-hand knowledge of the experiences of the overseas Filipino workers and how they are affected by globalized business firms and processes are described. Leading into the end of the semester, we find out on the topic sustainable development what is the difference between stability and sustainability? How do the concept of sustainable development evolve and what are its dimensions? Now that we have the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and other significant treaties to combat climate change and promote global food security, what are our response to these initiatives? Finally, on the lesson on global citizenship, the response and tools of the Filipino as a student, lifelong learner, worker, world citizen, and leader are discussed. What are the actions and options through civic and human rights education, media skills, and employment skills that will equip them with a competitive edge through awareness of global citizenship, civic actions, and obligations of a global citizen? And so, in all of these lessons are enhanced with lectures, quizzes, activities, and exams throughout the 17 weeks of the semester in order to answer the mandate of the Commission on Higher Education to respond to the impacts and challenges of globalization. So long for now, good luck and God bless. Thanks for watching.